So Mikki, you're 5 games into the Super League season. You waited so long for the season to come along and now already you're a quarter of the way in. How have you felt it's gone so far?
Yeah, it's been a really busy opening period for us. I think it's only us and Celtic that have managed to cram 5 rounds into that opening bracket. So the bye weekend was a really welcome break. A little bit of headspace for everybody to just go and be a person first and foremost. But no, it's been so good to get the season underway and just to get the ball rolling. And in all honesty, we're probably exactly where we thought we would be given the fixtures that we've played and who they've been against. I know we've lost 3, we've won 2, but those 3 games that we've lost have still shown really promising signs. And for us, it's not just a results orientated business, it's also focusing on that process. So yeah, really pleased and happy with how we're trucking along so far.
And of course, you barely had a pre-season at all, so I imagine the 5 games has been a massive learning curve for you.
Yeah, 100%. I think it had to everyone, in all honesty, because the format, the nature of the season in terms of the travel, the overnight stays, the double headers, all of that's a complete unknown entity. And for some people, they're still figuring that out as they go. Because, you know, again, we've had a really busy opening period with a couple of really brutal double headers involved as well, and some teams still haven't had that yet. So yeah, it's been a complete learning process. But we've loved every minute of it. It's just so good to be back out there and competing again. So for better or for worse, and all of the emotions that brings along with it, we're just really happy to be out there.
And what's the adjustment been like, of course, playing effectively all of your games away from home rather than playing here at SSP?
Yeah, it's been different, I'll be honest. But in all honesty, England Netball and Vitality Netball Super League have done a fantastic job with the setup up in Wakefield. As a fan, to turn on the TV and look at it as a product, it looks amazing. But being there in the venue, it's also, you know, pretty epic to walk into there and see the setup. It sounds backwards given that there's no fans in the building, but they've done a really great job with the lighting, and it does feel like there's an atmosphere and an energy in it, and it's definitely you know, always part of our thought process to make sure we feed off of that as much as possible. We're a quite close-knit team and group anyway, separate to us, you know, playing netball on the same team in the same colours. We're actually, you know, pretty tight and we get on really well. So, you know, creating that energy for us, whether it's at home or away from home, isn't really a problem. So, yeah, we're pretty fortunate, and yeah, we're looking forward to getting back into the swing of things and hopefully refinding the momentum that we left with.
And of course, you're back in action this week with another double header, Severn Stars and Loughborough Lightning on Friday and Saturday. What is your plan going into those 2 games?
Yeah, it's going to be a brutal weekend. Both teams are really tough oppositions in terms of the way they play. They bring some physicality. They've got some real strong lineups and athletes within their squad. We know that it's going to be a challenge, but definitely one that we're looking forward to relishing. For us, it's just going to be about focusing on our processes and righting some wrongs of things that we've learned in the 5 games that we've played so far. I think structurally we're in a really good place, and we've shown some glimpse of real brilliance in every single game that we've played. For us, it's just finding that ever elusive consistency, because when we have that, as we've shown, we're pretty unbeatable. So it's just about doing the good stuff more and trying to limit the amount of errors that we're putting out there across the court. But yeah, it'll be a really tough weekend, but one we're looking forward to.
And of course, it would be rude not to mention Sophie Kelly and the start she's had. Of course, having a veteran alongside her, Karen Bailey, do you think that's been helpful for her in her early development and an incredible start to her career?
Yeah, 100%. I think, you know, with the youngsters comes complete, you know, no fear, and Sophie is that. You know, she's not fazed by anything in terms of opposition or defenders or names or teams. She just goes out there and plays. You know, and Karen's fantastic in the way that she takes those shooters underneath her wing and the guidance that she gives in that attack end to all of the shooters, and also to Sophie as well. I think we've been really lucky with our shooting end this season, in all honesty, across the board. You know, we have 5-6 athletes that are all gunning for positions, and all at different points are putting their hand up for reasons why we should select them, and that's a real headache for me as a coach, but the best headache for me to have. So it gives us the opportunity to expose people tactically and not just based on their performance. Ultimately, we know that any of them out there can put up good numbers, can give us good percentages and can beat opposition. So it gives us a little bit of fun to have as a coaching staff to say, okay, well, who's the right person to play and when? So yeah, so that's more the reason, you know, why those positions chop and change a little bit. But yeah, super happy for Sophie and the way that she started the season so far, and looking forward to how she relishes the next challenge.